students. I am your geography teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST 2. Students, in this session today we are going to start a new chapter in our geography second book. Book name is India, People and Economy. And in the very first unit we are going to start about the population. As population is the most important resource for a country. So, in this chapter, we will study about the population of our country, India, and its distribution, density, growth, and its composition according to the different given areas. So, let's start our today's topic with the different subtopics. So now, let's see which topics we are going to discuss in our today's video. So first of all, we will see the introduction of this chapter. Means, what is the population and what are the sources to get the information about the population. Then, we will study about the distribution of population. As we know, our country is having a vast geographical structure, but it is totally uneven. So, according to that topography, our population distribution is also different. So, about this we are going to study in our second topic. Then third is the factors affecting distribution of population. So, are there any factors which are affecting the distribution of population? Yes, of course, so many are there. So, these factors we will study under this topic. Then after that, our next topic will be the density of population. The distribution of population and the density of population. Both are the different things. So what is the actual meaning of the density of population? That we will study in our next topic. Then after that, at the last, we will get some information about the growth of population. As the growth of population is also dependent on the various factors like death rate, birth rate and the migration of the people from one place to another. So about that we will study under this topic. So students, let's start our today's video with our first topic, introduction of the chapter. So students, as you know, the population is the most important part for a country's economy. Also, the population of our country is considered as the human resource of our country. So here we can say the population is a very important part for our country. So for the chapter about India, we can say India is the second most populous country after China, and according to the census of 2011, it is around 1.21 million during that time. If we talk the population of our country, it is larger than North America, Australia, Europe and many other countries and continents. So here the population is in a drastic condition. Second thing, what are the sources through where we are getting the information about the population? How we become to know that the population of our country is too much high? So for that, the first census operated in 1872 and it is conducted in every 10 years. So the first census which was conducted in 1872, it was not completed. After that, it was reviewed in 1881. It was reviewed in 1881. So, from 1881, after every 10 years, it was continuously conducted. So, last census which was held in our country, it was conducted in 2011. So, it was the last census for the population information from our country. So according to that census, we are getting a different division or the distribution of the population in our country. So about the distribution of that population, we will go through a map. So students, if you will go through that map, it is according to the census of the distribution of population in 2011. It is a political map and each state is showing the different type of population where you can see the measurement is 1 dot is equal to 2 lakh persons of a given area. So according to that, India has highly uneven pattern of population distribution, and out of these all states, UP has the largest share of population, which is followed by Maharashtra, Bihar and West Bengal. These states along with Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Karnataka and Gujarat account for around 76% of total population of the country. If you will see the least population area in country, Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand have small shares of population, though they have large area. So students, just now we have seen a map in which we have seen the distribution of population according to the given area. You might notice that the distribution of population in each state that was not equal. That was uneven whether the geographical area of that state was big. But few states were there, according to the geographical area it was small, but the population was too high. So out of them, as you have seen, UP, Maharashtra, West Bengal, these areas are having a lot of population. So what are the factors through which the distribution of population is uneven? If we will go through that, there are a lot of factors. To them, we can categorize into 3 parts. So factors which are affecting the distribution of population, first is the physical factor. The second factor is the socio-economic factor. And the third is historical factor. So first we will go to the physical factors. The physical factors means the physical activities or the phenomena which we are getting on the geographical basis, like the climate, the topography, agriculture, soil and many other things are coming under the physical factors. So as you know, India is a moderate climatic country and it is also known as the country of monsoon. So the most populous area which we have seen on the map, these are coming under the monsoonal area. Even these are according to the plain area where the agriculture is possible. So climate and topography of that areas is very good for the settlement of human being. So these areas are the populous area and that is considered as the physical factor to be given a good population of that given area. Secondly, we will talk about the socio-economic factor. As we know, the human beings are known as the social person. So we can't stay alone and we want a society, and the society is according to our cultural, religions practice and many others. So social factor is also important and the economic factors. For the economic factors, for our life and for our needs, we want some money, and for that the economical factors are also important, in which we can include many type of activities about which we are going to study in our upcoming chapters as the primary, secondary and the tertiary activities. So the economic factor is also an important part. Then third is the historical factor. About the historical factors, as we know, the civilization of our country was started nearby the areas which were completely developed near around the river banks and the river floodplains. So historical factor, till now the historical factor is also affecting, as we have seen many civilizations were done near around the historical places. Some temple towns were there, some river plains, flood areas were there. So still now the civilization of a human being is near around the historical areas. As in history that civilization was going on of the human being, same like that we are doing our civilization in near around that areas. So these are the factors which are affecting to the distribution of population in a given area, due to which the population is distributed unevenly. If we will talk about the physical factors, so as already I told you, the climate along with the terrain and availability of water, it is largely determines the pattern of population distribution, and as already I told you, the northern Indian plains, the coastal plains, the deltas and the areas which are having the high concentration of the population. These are due to the favorable physical factors. And if we will compare other physical factors, the mountains and the deserts, these areas are having very harsh climatic conditions. So due to which these areas are having the less population as compared to the other areas. The socio-economic and the historical factors, and socio-economic factors, I already told you, the evolution of settled agriculture and the agricultural development, pattern of human settlement, development of transport network, industrialization and urbanizations. These are some other factors due to which the population distribution is uneven in our country. Also, we can include the soil, access of water, industries, and urban centers and economical activity areas and the different type of settlements we can include in the factors which are affecting to the distribution of population. Now, we will go through the density of population. So, students, what is the density of population and how it is different from the distribution of population? Density of population means the population which is staying in a given area. We will go through the map of Jammu and Kashmir areas. Okay, so if we will go through like that, so the population of in that map in the given areas which are totally in the northern and western northern part, it is this. We will go through the population which is on that area. Somewhere here it is little bit compact, but here it is too much far. So in that condition, what we can see, the population of that given area is totally different, because the density of that given area is totally different. If you will see here, one dot is showing is equal to 20,000 people. So in this area, the population is around 40,000. And it will go to this area, which is near around that area. So here is the population 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. Within the same given area, the population is showing 5 dots. So 5 multiplied by 20 is equal to 1 lakh people in the given area. So that is the density of the population and also the density of population of any area is totally different. Although the population in a state is too much high, but in a state there can be many places which are having a compact population and few area can be the scattered population. So that is known as the density of population. So the density of population, we can count the people in a square kilometer. Means within a square kilometer how many people are living, that is known as the density of population. And the density of population in our country is from 17% in per square kilometer to around 300 person per square kilometer. So the density of population is also totally different, and there are many type of density of population through which the density of population of a given area is also affected. So the types through which we can count the density of population is the physiological density and the agricultural density. So, as we know, the density of population can be measured through the relationship between human beings and land, means according to the topography of that land, and how much agricultural land is available there, that is also a factor can be there through which we can measure the density of population. So as already I told you, the density of population can be studied into two types. That is the physiological density and second is the agricultural density. So the physiological density, it can be expressed as the number of persons per cultivated land. Per cultivated land, not the per agricultural land or the people. That means how much land can be cultivated by the numbers of persons, that is the physiological density of that given area, and the density of the population of that given area is according to the people those are included in the activity of the cultivation, and it can be expressed as the formula population density is equal to total population upon net cultivated area. On the other hand, the agricultural density. Here, that is the agricultural density, which is depend on the agricultural activity of the given area. So it refers to the total number of population, means how many peoples are there which are involved in the agriculture per unit cultivated area. Here in the physiological density, we were studying only the cultivated land. Here we are going through the agriculture which is done under the per unit cultivated area, and it can be expressed as the agricultural density is equal to total agricultural population upon net cultivated area. What is the difference between these two? Both are studied according to the net cultivated area, where in the first physiological density we have to study about the total population of that given area. Means if in an area there are 100 people, okay, there are 100 people. So if we will go through the first formula, that is the total population. Means physiological density is equal to total population is 100 and the net cultivated area, whether it is 20 square kilometer or 20 hectare accordingly. Okay. But in the second formula, in the agricultural density, where we are measuring here total agricultural population. So we know that all 100 peoples are not included in the agricultural activity are included in other activities like secondary and the tertiary activities. So out of 100, how many people are included in the agricultural activity? That is the total agricultural population. For example, if only 50 people are included in the agricultural activity, so the total agricultural population will be there is 50. So students, now this density of population we will study through a map which is according to the density of population census 2011, and it is also provided in your book. So let's go through the map of India for the density of population. So students, if you will go through the map number 1.2, India density of population. This map is according to the census of 2011, which is showing the different areas are having the different density of population. If you will go through the index, the dark core area, the dark shadow area is above 1201 persons per square kilometer. Means within a square kilometer there are around 1201, which is nearby Delhi per area. Then after that the second row is showing 801 to 1200 people, which is if you will see the areas especially of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and few areas of the southern portion are having the second type of population density. The third one is 401 to 800, and few areas in our country are having the population under this density, and most of the part of our country having the population under 101 to 400 persons per square kilometer. And few areas are here, if you will see, in the eastern part are having less than 100 people in a given area, and it is the density of population of these different given areas. For the population density, in other words, we can say some places in India are densely populated while others are sparsely populated. So it is known as the density of population, which we can say spatial variation of population densities in the country, which ranges from low as 13 persons per square kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh to 9,340 persons in the National Capital Territory of Delhi. And if we will go through the different states, among the northern Indian states, West Bengal, Bihar and UP have high population density, while Kerala and Tamil Nadu have higher population densities among the peninsular Indian states. Now the moderate densities means the states which are not having too much less and too much high density. States like Assam, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand and Odisha are coming under the moderate density. And the hill states of the Himalayan regions and northeastern states of India have relatively low density. And we will talk about the union territories have very high density of population excluding Andaman and Nicobar. So that is the information regarding that map, the density of population of census 2011. So what are the things which are affecting to the density of population, and are there any things through which the density of population is fluctuating? So students, the fluctuation of density in a given area, whereas the density of population is always same, but somewhere due to some factors the density of population in a given place can be increased or decreased, and the reason behind that is known as the growth of population. So we are coming under our next topic, that is growth of Population. What is the growth of population? Means the fluctuation, the increment or decreasing of population or the stability of the population is known as the growth of population in a simple language. The growth of population can be studied through few parts, that is death rate, birth rate, and migration. Migration also can be of two types, immigration or emigration, which is in-migration or out-migration. So we will see what are these things that we particular migration in short. Then we will do a detailed study about the growth of population in our next video. So in general, the death rate. The deaths of that particular area under 1000 persons means in 1000 persons how many people are died, that is known as the death rate of that given area. Whereas the birth rate is known as the births per 1000 people. Means if the birth rate, the average is 1000, and if the births are there 900, so the birth rate will be 900 per 1000 people. And if it is the low birth rate, and if you will compare it with the high birth rate, so if per 1000 people there are 1011 birth, so it is known as the high birth rate, and the birth rate will be 1011 births per 1000 people. The next thing is the migration. What is migration? Migration means the mobilization or the movement of people from one place to another place, which can be categorized into immigration or emigration. Also we can say in-migration or out-migration, due to which the population of that given area or the density of population of given area can be affected. It can be decreased or it can be increased. So it is the growth of population. Moreover, the difference between the death rate and birth rate can be considered as the natural growth rate of the population in a country. So the growth of population is dependent upon the natural growth rate. In this chapter, we will not study the death rate, birth rate and migration. We will only focus on the natural growth rate and the different aspects like the various type of divisions of the growth and also the composition of the population in our country in our next video. So for that, keep watching SST June.